The Council General Meeting. Sorry for the delay. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to ask for a moment of silence. Thank you so much. At this time, we will ask our Vice President Amy Jacobson to read the minutes. Amy, please welcome her, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening. My printer wasn't working, so sorry there's no copies of the review this evening. Alright, so let's see if I can read the small print. Come on. Alright, hi, good morning, good afternoon. You can hear me? Perfect. Alright, so our last meeting was held October 20th. We commenced at 7:37 p.m. Call to order, greetings, moment of silence, President Carl Cole. Cop of the month was Police Officer Craig Smith. He also received a congressional citation from the Office of Congresswoman Yvette Clarke, who was represented by Community Liaison Ellie Slavin, and Deborah Halberstam, Chair of the Civilian Hate Crimes Review Panel. Police Officer Smith received the award for his arrest of a person who assaulted a Hasidic man in the tent in front of 770 during the Jewish holidays. 3. Guest speaker is Beverly A. Brewster, of the Foundation for Policing and Justice and author of Guns Hurt, Joe was shot with a gun. In attendance were representatives from Police Commissioner Keyshawn Sewell's liaison unit, who were Detective Kevin Cox, Detective Brightman, and Detective Montalvo. During our questions and answer session with Commanding Officer Inspector Joseph W. Haywood, there were concerns by parents about blocked bike lanes on the way to PS 770 and PS 241. We adjourned approximately 8:30 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you, Amy. Thank you so much, Amy. At this time, we'll have our treasurer's report. Lisa Saldana, please welcome her, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me? Well, my report really has not changed. What we have in our account is still $1,739.58. But before that, we did spend $497.69 for Halloween with the children. So we're still waiting for funds to be deposited that we can move on and do the rest that we need to do. Thank you.
time, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our captain, Captain John from the Southern York.
Good evening, everybody. Can everybody hear me in the back? Yes, fantastic. So Inspector Hayward cannot, he's not going to be joining us tonight, so you're stuck with me. First and foremost, it's a pleasure to be here speaking with everyone. I see some familiar faces. I know we've seen each other on Teams, and this might be the second time here with you all today, so it's definitely a pleasure. Just a few things that I would like to go over as we're approaching the holiday season with our package deliveries, right? And as far as if you could make arrangements with your neighbors or use drop boxes to have your packages delivered in a safe manner, and in any way that we could help you facilitate that, please reach out to the command. You can speak to Officer Eward, and he'll let you know of various locations where they do in fact have drop boxes so that you can receive your packages safely and in a timely fashion. Another thing, as far as we've been receiving several online scams, mail-in prizes and so forth. Never provide anyone with your personal information. Even if it sounds too good to be true, if it's your bank that's calling, requesting personal information from you, it would be in your best interest just to hang up the phone and to reach out to your bank directly, and then give them all the information that they are requiring of you. Traffic safety is a tremendous concern at citywide and as well as with the 71st precinct. So just so that we're aware, now that the hours of darkness, there are certain contributing factors that come into play, right? There are people, for some reason, and it's been proven that vision is poor from the hours of darkness. So we ask that the pedestrians, just in a safe manner, cross in the crosswalk and take a pause, if you will, so that the driver sees you, you see the driver, and then you can safely walk across the street. Another concerning issue, I know that you brought it up at your last meeting, regarding the bike lanes. It's definitely, you're going to see a lot of enforcement out there from the 71st precinct. We know that more and more people are using bicycle as a means of transportation these days. And just so that you're aware of where the bike lanes are, we have 4 bike lanes in the 71st precinct. It's on Bedford from Empire to Clarkson, and on I'm sorry, from Eastern Parkway to Clarkson on Bedford, and on Empire Boulevard from Bedford all the way to Rochester, as well as on Lincoln from Washington to Rochester. So just so that you can tell your friends and anyone who's inquiring about our bike lanes. Cyclist safety and pedestrian safety is definitely a key. We've issued multiple summons throughout year-to-date, specifically on these bike lanes, as well as with blocking the bus stop. We know people are traveling to and from, and we'd like to keep that area clear. So on behalf of Congresswoman Rebecca Clark's office, they would like to recognize Police Officer Jeffrey Rosa, who is not here today. We had an arrest last night. I'm going to ask Sergeant Babush to come up and to receive on his behalf. Just to give you a quick synopsis of what transpired and why we are beyond pleased with the work that the men and women people are doing here in the 71st precinct against violence and apprehending people with loaded firearms. This date in particular, on Thursday, October 27th, at approximately 17:15 hours, at the southeast corner of Rochester Avenue, Eastern Parkway. Police Officer Rosa conducted a car stop for excessive tints to the operator. The operator was actually smoking marijuana. At the time of the stop, the operator was in possession of a loaded .380 Smith & Wesson firearm. We would like to phenomenal work that is done on this day in particular and throughout the year is appreciated. And we would like to,
Liaison to Congressman Yvette Clark. Everybody important present. And Congressman always makes sure to present a congressional citation in commission to the police officers who we owe a great debt personally and from our community. So let me just read it out to you. So a certificate of special congressional recognition presented to Police Officer Jeffrey Rosa in recognition of outstanding and invaluable service to the community, Thursday, November 17th, 2022, Yvette D. Clark, Member of Congress.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give a round of applause to our captain. And let me just say that, as you know that the holiday is coming up, the officers will be out there. I'm asking you to keep them in your prayers. Just remember that they are family members, they are fathers and mothers and sisters and brothers, and this time of the year is very important. And they will be out there working as hard as usual to keep us safe. So we just want to say thank you to the officers of 71st Precinct. Please give them a round of applause. At this time we have the representative of Rita Joseph, Councilwoman Rita Joseph, come forward, say a few words.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Giovanni P. Quant. I serve as the Education and Community Liaison for Councilmember Rita Joseph of the 40th Council District. Unfortunately, Councilmember Joseph couldn't be here with us tonight because she is at other events, but I just wanted to give some updates. Councilmember Joseph will be having a turkey giveaway with Assemblymember Brian Cunningham at PS 221 on Saturday from 1 to 4 p.m. while supplies last. So I'll share that information with you, President Cohen, so you can share it out to members of the community. Also, Councilmember Joseph has been extremely busy. She also serves as the chair of the Education Committee in the New York City Council, which is the largest committee on the council, focusing a lot on schools and ensuring that our kids have all the resources they need. Another top concern, and we've been seeing the influx of this in our district, is traffic violence. So that is another huge concern for the council member. And we've recently had a lot of casualties due to traffic violence, whether people were crossing the street or biking. So that is something that she wants to make sure she's working closely with the community on. So our office is located on 930 Flatbush Avenue. If you ever need to reach out to our office, I'll also give you my phone number. I do constituent services, anything related to community engagement and youth in our district. So my phone number is 929-496-6257. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So ladies and gentlemen, you heard that turkey will be given away to PS 221, so that's another time that you will show up there and get extra turkeys. I asked Officer Nefertiti to come and explain and talk about our turkey giveaway this evening. Please welcome her, Officer Nefertiti.
So
we are gonna be giving away turkeys on Saturday afternoon at about 4 p.m. It's gonna be on a first come, first served basis. You're just gonna come, you're gonna line up in front of the precinct where we'll distribute turkeys to families in need. So when you guys come, everything should be ready and set up for you by 4 p.m. on Saturday afternoon. What is the name?
We have the names on it.
Once you guys put your names down tonight, you definitely will get a turkey on Saturday. Once your names are down on the list, which you signed today. You guys have any questions? Yes, ma'am.
Well, you as well as, Rita Joseph represented. For our seniors, many of them are disabled and seniors. Do either of you will have a seniors line?
Yes,
So
I
that
got
they
many.
don't have to stand and call. I witnessed at Governor's office for the seniors lined up early on. It was cold, disabled, I don't need to do it, by the grace of God. But my seniors do. There are a couple of seniors that want and asked me about that. So, to make this question shorter, would you consider, or certainly in the future, having a seniors and a disabled?
100%. That's a great idea.
Thank you.
100%.
I think so. I think we should have that.
Yeah, I'm here for a similar reason, is, senior neighbors came on one turkey, and I actually went to Brian Cunningham's office today, trying and find out about it, and they told me all the turkeys were already reserved. So and then I called Zelmer's office, and they said I have to get in line at 11. I just want to get one for my neighbor, honestly. I might be able to, he's vegetarian, so I was wondering about seniors getting these turkeys. And my neighbor had the same issue. She went and she waited in line for 3 hours.
Most
She never got a turkey.
Most of the giveaways are going to be on a first come, first served basis. There's also going to be one that, I don't believe all of the turkeys are reserved already at Prospect Heights High School, and that's going to be on Saturday. And I believe their distribution.
They're all reserved. They have 100 and they're all reserved. There's Zelmer's office is 5.
Are you speaking about the one at Prospect Heights High School?
I don't know.
That's a different one.
There's a few different turkey distributions all going on this Saturday at the same time. Yeah, I don't want to speak on anybody else's behalf, but
Appreciate that. Hi everyone, I was gonna wait my turn. It's okay. Again, everybody can hear me, right? Hi friends, my colleague and I are representing Councilmember Crystal Hudson's office, so we're also doing a turkey giveaway on Saturday as well at Prospect Heights High School. And the way that we're doing ours, just because the council member is the chair of the aging committee, so we definitely hear all those concerns. So we're kind of doing ours kind of like a festival style where we're not having people lined up outside. You'll register as soon as you get like inside the school, and then you'll be able to be seated in the auditorium and wait for your number and enjoy like some performances and like we're gonna give out fixins and things like that too. So it is still like first come first served basis where you'll be able to like sit in the auditorium. So if you guys want to spread that word, it'll be at Prospect Heights High School starting at 10 a.m. That's when we open the doors. So that's like easier for folks. For closer to people, we're happy to have you. And then we have again like fixins and stuffing and like sides that we're also going to give out as well. And then we're doing a resource fair in the hallway, so it's for folks who like like our city agencies, our partners on the ground, our community engagement partners will be like giving out resources and different giveaways and things like that. So it's gonna be a really fun night. We'll have a DJ, the council member will be there. She'd love to see everybody. If that's better for folks. I know a lot is going on, but a quick time. It's from 10 to 1. Well, from 10 to 1.
so just to be clear about our turkey distribution, so we were fortunate enough to get some donations. They're very limited. So what we're going to do here today is we're going to make a list of people that are in attendance today, and your name with your phone number on the list. And then Saturday, you're going to come and be able to pick up your turkey if you're on the list, though. Unfortunately, we have a very limited number. So for Saturday, Councilwoman Rita Joseph's office.
I'm going to also give you my card, so you can follow up with me. There are a lot of turkey giveaways wherever you land. If you need an extra one or someone calls you, because the council is also sponsoring a lot of turkey giveaways. As you can see, a lot of offices
we're doing a lot of good viewers. So if you fall short somewhere else, I'll also give you my card. And if you have seniors, the council is more than happy to make them come in, get their stuff, so we're not waiting, for the vote.
So they're doing one Saturday, and Senator Myrie doing one Saturday. We're doing a small one as well Saturday. And there's a few other ones throughout the district that I don't know about here today, so you should be able to, yes. We're gonna take a list today. Today, we're gonna take a list with your phone number. Say again?
And I was told that you were going to give a number, and give Saturday number.
Yeah, we'll leave you, we're gonna take your name and phone number. We're gonna actually contact you on Saturday to make arrangements.
Oh, you have to give a number.
Say again? No, we're not gonna give a number, no, we're not gonna give a ticket. The list is the ticket, basically. Yes. For the precinct? We have a list up here in the front.
You signed the list up here?
Did you sign in? At the end, we'll do it at the end, okay? You're gonna put your name and your phone number, okay?
And then we'll call you on
Saturday,
Saturday,
yes. A police officer will call you and make arrangements for you to come down.
And also, we do have special arrangement for the seniors. We have special arrangement for the seniors who called in and won't be able to make it. We will deliver to them on Empire Boulevard. So we take care of the seniors. Thank you so much for that, President.
You have a question?
For those of you who wrote your name here, you come to the precinct at 4 p.m. on Saturday evening, and your turkey will be there awaiting you.
We're going to call first. We'll call you first, just to make sure. I want to make sure we have enough supply. I don't want people coming down for no reason. You know, I want to make sure that we get what we're expecting to get. So we'll make a call earlier in the daytime, and then we'll probably, around 4 p.m., we'll ask you to come down to the precinct where you can pick up your turkey. But I don't want anybody to come down and wait there, and then we don't have a sufficient supply. So you'll get a phone call first earlier that day.
Any more questions on turkey?
My question is, can someone collect a turkey for another person who cannot make it?
Usually we don't do that, but if we have proof that that person won't be able to make it, yes, we will do that. Because right now I have 3 people who call in, seniors who won't be able to make it, and I will be delivering their turkey for them.
What can I do? Say what they need.
Have the person call in and identify themselves, and we'll have the turkey distributed to them. Okay? Pardon me? Hey, give us the number. We called you, and you will come and get your turkey. And if you have someone who will be able to call or come in, then you bring some ID for that person, and then we'll give you a turkey for that person. Okay? Any more questions?
Yeah, you had mentioned that it's a possibility that the turkeys can be delivered. What does that process look like?
They call me and I have their name and address already, so Saturday I will deliver that for them.
I'm sorry, I didn't get what you said.
On Saturday, those people who call me, who I know for sure that can't make it because they are sick, they call me because they come to the meeting for many years. So I will deliver those turkey for them on Saturday. Any more questions on turkeys?
So on Saturday, we're gonna get a call, and then we come get a turkey.
Pardon me?
Correct. Yes. If your name is on the list, there's a very strong possibility that if we can get the supplies that we're anticipating, you will receive a phone call Saturday asking to set up an arrangement. We come down to the precinct around 4 p.m.
Sorry.
That I don't know, somewhere between 10 and 2 p.m., 10 a.m. and 2 p.m.
I just want to know, because I don't want to go stand in Zelda's office. Maybe we'll go to
Okay, listen, your name is already here, so you have first priority. We're going to call you, and then you come to the precinct and pick up your turkey. Okay. Okay, at this time, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to ask our Vice President to say a few words. Amy Jacobson.
Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to see everyone and wishing everyone a great and happy Thanksgiving. Let's get back safe in December.
Hello everyone, I'm happy to see everyone, and I wish everyone a healthy, happy, safe holiday. See you in December.
Sergeant at Arms Felice Roberts. Treasurer Alicia.
Thank you. Well, I want to wish everyone a happy and a healthy Thanksgiving, but there's something else that I wanted to discuss tonight. I don't know if everyone is aware what happened at Tivoli Towers, that the bricks fell off from the 31st floor. They had to bring a crane. Crystal Hudson, Farrah Fawcett, and Forrest, and Senator Meyer, they were there, including Letitia James, the Attorney General. Now, we have a different problem. Since this is going on in the building, we have many people, youths, coming into the building, hanging out in the stairwell, smoking, having sex, doing all these things, and they come in gangs. They were on my stairwell, over 10 of them, one boy and all girls. And I told them, I came out and I said, get out of here right now, and if you don't, I'm going to call the police, because they were making such a scandal. I did call the precinct. Okay, but there's some other tenants that say that when they're in the elevators, they're pushing the seniors out of the elevators, which they can get hurt. And they got into a fight with one of the other tenants that told them to get out of the stairwell. Now, I need help because there are a lot of them coming now. Yesterday there were 20 of them. And one of the ladies wouldn't open the door, and they said to her in a threatening way, you didn't want to open the door for me? So she said she didn't answer them, she just kept going to where she was going. But this has gotten out of hand now. It's one thing if it's the kids in the building and you tell them to get out and so forth, but these do not live in our building. They don't live there, but they come, they say, oh, that's the hangout. Tivoli Towers, and they find a way to get in, and then you can't get rid of them. They go up the wall, and many people in the building are working at home. So all this noise, everybody coming after them, get out of here, get out of here. And if you call the office, they say call the police. That's what the response that we get. So I'm between a rock and a hard place.
So, if I could answer that. So, anytime that, for whatever reason, if it's your building, right, and you see someone that does not belong in the building, they're not lack of a better word, this loitering in the building. First and foremost, definitely call the police, right? If you choose not to get involved, and tell them to leave because out of fear for your own safety, I would automatically get a good description of what they're wearing, right? And call 911 and give a call back, because what happens in the legal terms, right? Once you provide a call back, and we can get in contact with you, and you can really go into how you felt with this person in there, and that they do not have the right to be there, and that you can go into further descriptive, like if you've lived in the building for X amount of years and they're not visiting anyone, then you have a legal reason to be in that building as the police, right? So once you give us the authority to be in that building, then we can conduct enforcement action, right? We can't just go into buildings throughout the city and conduct interiors, because that they did away with that program a long time ago, right? So that's where we're at. But definitely, I mean, we're here. We're more than willing to help you. Just please call us and let us know, and we'll get a unit out there almost immediately. Anyone else have any questions about that? Any other concerns in their building? Does anyone else have any questions regarding that? Yes, you in the back. Hi. I'm sorry, can somebody key with you?
I'm sorry, man, can't hear you.
We're gonna bring you a mic so you don't have to scream.
I live at 480 November. Somebody's sleeping in our laundry room. I called my super, he told me why I didn't call the police. I called the precinct, and they told me if he ain't committing a crime, he has already to be there. An officer said that to me inside of the 71st precinct. So what to do?
So my first question, right, is what time did you call?
Like 9 o'clock at night.
And what date was that?
This was 2 months ago.
Okay.
So 2 months ago. And it happens all the time. They go in the laundry room, they smoke weed, they make a bunch of noise. I put 3 people sleeping in there, and the police is not gonna come. They won't come. Okay? Somebody really told me from the precinct is, if they're not committing a crime, what do you want me to do? That's what they said to me over the phone.
So if I can answer that. So the thing is, and I'm not saying that what you heard was not what you heard, right? I'm just going off of what we could do as a New York City Police Department, right? The super definitely knows who lives in that building and definitely knows who is visiting or could potentially piece this person together to one of the apartments. So by you getting the super more involved and reaching out to the police as almost like an umbrella of the owner to say, yes, listen, he's not visiting to David because the name that he's giving us, that person moved out 6 months ago, right? So to prove trespass, we need a significant amount of information, and that would be from, because you don't know who's visiting in six, and especially with the holidays coming up. Okay.
Somebody we don't know. They come and sleep in our laundry room. Majority of the time, because I'm busy during the day, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, I go downstairs to wash my baby clothes. I'm sleeping on my laundry room because somebody's sleeping in there. On the cold floor. And then when you put this in the tank for the police, when you put the police, this is the end I got.
Okay, so if you would
So, I'm gonna be honest with you,
Yes.
I left it alone.
Okay. Is it still going on now?
Every now and then you'll find some strange people in here, and every time they say, whenever you find somebody, you need to call the police, but they're not gonna come.
Would you be able to give us your super's number so we could reach out to him and maybe we can?
The super told me at 5 o'clock in the morning when I called him, I told him somebody was sleeping in the laundry room. He told me why didn't I call the police, what I want him to do, come out there and get killed.
have the legal authority to say who does or doesn't belong in that building. But your super does. So, Officer Ewing's our crime prevention officer, he's gonna take down your super's information, and we're gonna follow up with him to try to build a closer relationship between us and the super, so hopefully he can be the authority to say who does, who can be looking for you, okay? All right?
That's all right. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. This is Sparkles. For those of you who don't know me, it's been a while since I've been here. I've been out of the country. I'm back. I just finished doing open heart surgery, so a lot of you did not see me, but I'm still up and running. And I'm the first one. Yes, thank you. God is good. I'm here. I'm alive. Shout out to Sergeant Moretta, Mr. Carl Cohen. Shout out to everybody in here who didn't see me for a long time. So a couple of things, because I've been coming here over the years. I started out here in this community. I'm born and raised in this community. I worked with Vinny for a long time. Now he's retired. He moved on. A couple of concerns I have, because I walked to the 71 precinct. You have a gentleman in the park who's been screaming often. Up until last night, I've been calling. Now, I know this gentleman is suffering with some type of mental illness. They did come to 71 precinct. I won't say that they didn't come. However, if we are having issues with mental illness, and they did away with the force, because I've been working with the detectives at the 71 precinct about a lot of different issues. How haven't they made some type of adjustments? First of all, you shouldn't be in the park in the nighttime in the dark. He's screaming all the time, he's making noise. I live in 350 Empire Boulevard, right next door to the school. That's not acceptable. I talk. If I see something, I say something. As far as the building where I live in, 350 is a lot of old timers that live in my building. We don't really get complaints. You might hear me calling all the time because I suffer with sudden death syndrome, my heart condition. But away from that, I have called the officers. It's a crew that come, a heavy-set gentleman that worked a 4 to 12 shift. I think that he have a personal problem with me, and he doesn't know the kind of relationship that I have with the 71 precinct and how long I've been around. I just think that he just see me and he's remembering this and that, but no one can say Sparkles ever disrespect you, because I'm going to tell you the tricks of the trades and the ropes around here, how you should address the young people, what you should say, and just be real about who you are. I remember when Sergeant Beretta first started out here, we talked, we went back and forth, but it's about respect at the end of the day. I think that one of the things that you should tell the public in the community is that I need to know who is the NCO for my building, because all the old NCOs, like Abraham, he's no longer here, I have their numbers. They always tell me that I can call them if I have any questions or concerns. They've been very gracious. I need to know my NCOs. I need to meet some of my night officers that work in the night, so that we can have a relationship with each other, because we don't. And I think that's where the problem is coming into. We can come to this meeting, but it's a little bit beyond that. It takes it further. Let me see who's working the night shift. I need to sit down with the deputies or the community affairs officers, so when Sparkles call and they haven't seen my face, they can know who I am. Officer Livingston, she's been around for a very long time. She's very gracious. She's a nice woman. She's been around. She's an old timer. But now there's a new generation of officers. And I think that they have to learn the lingo and working in the community. So I will give my number to the community affairs officer again. I will give his number because we need NCO numbers. It was a neighbor underneath me and his daughter came to live in the building. I'm going to just hurry up and wrap it up. And his daughter was having some personal issues, and after school, she's not allowed to have company in her house. So she comes to the building and she sits on the step with her friends, and she lives on the 4th floor. I live in 5G, she lives in 4G. She doesn't live in the building, she just came actually to stay after school with her father now. Point being, you left the 4th floor to sit on the steps. All the elderly people and people in general is afraid to say something to you. You need to go in your house with your company or go sit in the park. This is not a hangout center. Now, you can't dictate and tell people what to do, because nowadays people will take out a gun and shoot you. However, anybody who knows Sparkles in the neighborhood, I'm going to say something to you. You're not coming into my nice building where my property manager is painting, he's fixing it up, he's making it nice, and then you're going to come and damage it. But I still believe that the number one point that I'm going to make to you, sergeants and officers and everybody here, give the people, the community, the NCO's number. They used to do a walk around. They used to walk around the building late at night and do roll call checks. They even had the key to the building. I have my personal property manager phone number, okay? I'm the only one in my building that has his personal cell phone number. Jamie is my super. He communicates. In the middle of the night, now the super is supposed to be on duty 24 hours, but however, they do have to sleep, and you have to be realistic about the law. Now they say no loitering, no standing, no smoking. Then you have Dennis, the big heavy-set boy that sits at the bus stop, right? He's not a mental person. He lives across the street from me. I'll see him and say, Dennis, get yourself together. See, it's about communication. We have to keep an open communication. There is not enough communication since it's been a changeover at the 71 precinct. So I want to implement positivity. I just want to communicate with you guys, get phone numbers, and then that's the solution. If there's a problem, there's a solution. So when we sit at our community board council, I don't care about nobody else's council. Maybe they'll take what they learned from us and implement it. What we need to do is, when somebody asks you a question, it must be a solution. That solution today is, we need to have the NCO numbers so that they can do roll calls around the building and have a communication with our super, and then we'll have peace. You can't make everything perfect. We just have to work together as a team. We can't badge the officers because they human too. And they take a lot of shit off of the people out off of the street, excuse my language. But I still say that we have to work together and get the NCO numbers. So before I leave here, officer and the community affairs officers, I need the NCO numbers, I need the sergeant. I know we're supposed to have a new inspector. I don't know if he arrived yet because I was out of the country for over a year. I do a lot of internship around here. I worked a lot. My children are not here tonight. I'm happy to say my son is at St. Francis. You probably see my son and daughter. They're very low-key at St. Francis Criminal Justice. My son is a U.S. Marshal Explorer. He just got upgraded to HSI, Homeland Security, 3rd year in criminal justice. And you know what? It started from the foundation with me bringing him here. So I have to set an example, as well as my daughter, because he's 20 and my daughter is 19. So when I come to this meeting here tonight, I come here to make a difference. So my next generation that comes behind me, that they can follow my footsteps, not just come and be about talk, but about solutions. So thank you for your time and your patience.
Everyone, we're going to post it on social media. So for those of you who would like to know your NCO who covers where you live, we're going to post it on social media and each cell phone number, so you can have direct contact. And that's a fantastic idea, and for us to definitely implement, for us to have the NCOs come out, perhaps the next meeting, if not before that, and just get in contact with you, your superintendent's number, and then which would give us the legal means to get into your building, if that is a concern. And it seems like it's a concern for everyone here. Gotcha.
Thank you so much. I must say that I'm sorry to hear of your operation, and I welcome you back to the community. But one thing I can say, the new officers that we have at this precinct at this time, I've never heard a complaint. We have an officer here, Officer Charles Nefertiti, who has been going around. We have Community Affairs, Michael Barada, who is very well known in the community. We have never heard a complaint. Not that you're complaining, but I just want to let you know that when you get these numbers tonight from the Community Affairs, you will get results. So I really thank you for your question and your answers, and I'm sure that you will be in good hands. Okay? Thank you so much. Is there any... Okay.
And just short and sweet, I'm Shirley, from the office of Councilman Darlene Mealy, so we just wanted to extend our hellos from our office. We actually had our turkey giveaway and Cornish hen giveaway on Wednesday as part of our food pantry, so sorry I can't add to the turkey parade, but I did get a lot of great ideas on how to distribute in ways that kind of can support our seniors, so thank you for that idea. We plan on claiming it next year as ours, and also hearing all of your concerns, especially about how to distribute turkeys, gives us a lot of room and insight for ways to have a better process, and maybe something we could institute for I don't want to say Christmas, but for the next holiday we have coming up. So thank you all, and again from Councilmember Mealy's office, we say happy holidays.
Thank you so much.
Good evening, everybody. I just want to make a quick couple announcements. It's nothing about turkeys, but thank God there's a lot of turkey to go around in this room. My name is Erna. I'm with Connect IDCC, which is an enhancement program for mental health services. And we know that that's something that's needed, but we're not just like a mental health clinic. Connect program does a lot of extra services. We, for example, have a community engagement. If somebody's applying for food stamps, SPREE, needs help with their social security, you can actually call us. We will go out to you. You don't have to come to our office unless you want to. We go to the park, meet you at the park. Well, it's getting kind of cold, but coffee shop or your home. And we have an excellent team, and they follow up. We also do job assistance, career development. But the thing I wanted to mention tonight is we are in the middle of our financial literacy series. I did hand out the flyers. We have 2 more coming up after Thanksgiving. One is on savings and retirement, and the other entrepreneurship. And you know, today, I don't have to tell you how much like eggs are going up, for example. I mean, we all need some, ideas and how we can make our dollars stretch. So whether it's in savings, whether it's starting and building your own business, these are things which can help the community. And the point of Connect is really to do what's needed in the community. So I actually have some surveys. I don't know if you have time, but 3 small questions, and I have some pens to go with them. If you could take these surveys, this will give us an idea of what is it that's needed in the community. What's the most top 3 issues? This will take you about 3 minutes, and the more data we get, the more we can do programming based on what is the priority according to you guys. So this would be really helpful. I'd appreciate it. Just take 2 minutes. You can keep the pen, and I want to wish everybody a happy and one more thing. I'm so sorry. There's a new program in Kingsbrook Hospital. I went to their graduation. It's about diabetes self-management. I was amazed. They give a stipend of about $20 and a bus card. Anyone who has diabetes or has a caregiver, you can take this class. So they just finished now. They graduated about 12 or 15 people. and they're gonna start again in about a month, and I will have the information, or you can just call the hospital directly. But if you know anyone that has or is a caregiver, this was an excellent, excellent program. Want to wish you again happy Thanksgiving. Thank you so much, Mr. Cohen, and your staff, and our wonderful police officers. Thank you. I want to say something too. Before I give this to you, let me just make a statement. I would like to make a statement on the people you were saying that was in the hallway, and in conjunction to what you were saying, how you have to have respect. This is true. I can speak to young people that come in the hallway, but what I have done as well, besides speaking to the super, I got a hold of the owner. Okay, I stated to the owner, if you don't provide protection you need, because my rent pays for this, I will do a DHCR order, a reduction of rent, because you don't care. Right away, key assistance. Okay? I'm just saying, if you want to know DHCR, you can get a reduction of rent. If you do not get the services, your landlord should provide. Okay? In conjunction to helping this department. Furthermore, I sit on the community board, so we have a safety committee. So there is where you can get all of your information from the police officers. Okay? Come to your community board meetings. At the safety committee, you can get the information you need from the police officers, because they come here too. Thank you.
Hi, I have a sensitive issue that I would like to discuss and see if you could come up with some solutions for me. I live, my next door neighbor plays her music all the time, 24/7, 365, winter, spring, summer, fall, all the time. She never turns it off. She's having a dispute with the owner of the house next door, and they're playing this game of annoying each other, and I'm caught in the middle. Her response to her, the owner of the house, who she's disputing with, is to play the music all the time. I've approached her and told her in a very nice way, this is bothering me, I'm a senior citizen, it's a quality of life issue, and she was very nice and said, oh, I will turn it off. I go in my house, the music is still at the same level. My issue is that you don't hear it from the outside, so if I call the police, they're not going to hear the music. It's in a common wall in my bedroom. I'm losing sleep, it's affecting my health. How do I deal with this situation? And I'm a little, I won't say afraid, I'm being very cautious in saying anything, because I think there may be some mental health issues also, and I don't want to retaliate against it. So how can I best address this issue and get it resolved?
So that's a very good topic to bring up. So what we've been really kind of pushing along is mediating, having a police officer, typically our NCOs, right? Thank you. Our NCOs will reach out to you and see if the other person, the other party involved, is up to having this mediation. And more times than not, it has proven to be extremely successful. We've actually had several successful incidents, and now we haven't had any. They're actually friendly. With noise, with not only music, but loud people speaking loudly, televisions and so forth. So if you would be open to a form of mediation, then that's something we would definitely like to hold. So once you receive at the end of this meeting, we're going to post the NCO's telephone numbers. So you would reach out to your NCO, and then we would first, obviously you already gave us the green light, and then we will then approach your neighbor and see if that person is interested in having a mediation. And as many times as we need to go out is what we're willing to do, just to lessen and increase your way of life at home.
Montgomery Street and Northland Corner. They need a crossing guard there in the morning and the afternoon. The kids are crossing the street and they're not looking where they're going. A lot of times, I have to pull kids back from crossing because the cars are coming and they are about to get hit. So if any way y'all can help in putting a crossing guard on Montgomery Street corner.
So, as you know, so we're always looking for more crossing guards to sign up. We have many schools in the area, and we definitely are in great need. So if you know anyone who's interested in becoming a crossing guard, please direct them to the 71st precinct, but we would look into that, and I could definitely get back to you if you want to be a member.
Any other questions?
Good night, everyone. I just want to make a statement to the police. There are malicious neighbors that lives in buildings, and sometimes there could be people who, I just want to use that scenario, but I don't want to put anybody in trouble. I have a son who sometimes follows the wrong car, but there are times, he will have to come down and get food, collect food from the delivery, the DoorDash or whoever. And I had an experience in my building where my son went down to get the food, and the person, they took way longer than they should, and we live on the 4th floor and there's no elevator, so he chose to stay down. And there was a woman in the building whose mother had died a little before that, wasn't really around like that, didn't know my son, and, attacking him more or less. So I'm thinking, what if this woman had called the cops for my son, and they come in and, he gave an attitude, and it could have escalated into certain things. So please, sometimes, yes, there are serious issues, but sometimes please be cautious in your approach, because sometimes children don't react, especially children like 18, 19, 20, their brain is totally developed, and they're on the low, that sort of a responsive, reactive kind of response. So please be cautious, because sometimes you can get an information and that's not so, and you come with that information in mind, and with the person's reaction, it might turn into something else. So that's just something I wanted to mention as a mother. Yeah.
So that's much like what we were saying before, that for us to get in contact with the superintendent, because had we been in contact with the superintendent, then we would know that, that's from the 4th floor, he lives here, he's with his mom, and so forth, and then in which case, he's not committing a crime, trespassing in the building where he's not supposed to be. So that's the reason why we would like you to reach out to your superintendent, reach out to police, and then we can establish a relationship for us to be in the building and conduct our enforcement action.
Okay, regarding what's going on in my building, most of the kids, you're familiar with them, or my granddaughter could say that so-and-so's son and so forth. But these children, I'm calling them children, that come into the building, they're teenagers. And you know when they belong and when they don't belong. And they've been giving us a very hard time lately due to the fact that what's going on with our building in repairs, however they can get in, they get in. The super does not want us to contact them. He said, call the police. If he's there at the door and he sees them, he will tell them they're not coming in through the building. But if they're already in the building, he doesn't want any of his staff to get her, trying to get rid of these people.
Which basically call us directly,
Yes.
remain on scene and everything, and then we can conduct accordingly, because he's present, he's there.
But we don't really have the security records of staff in the building. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Is there any other question, ladies and gentlemen? Ready?
Hello, everyone. I'd just like to say, I like to be proactive and not reactive. I've been coming to this meeting, I know some of the officers. We had a election in our building, we tried to have an election in our building yesterday, and it turned out awful. It was almost, we needed an officer there, because it could have turned out very bad. And I would hate to have someone get seriously hurt, because I reported it. One of the residents told me, you better watch your back because you don't know who you're dealing with, because they don't want people asking questions. Now, who do I contact? Except for B, do I contact, Officer Loretta, or Officer Charles? Who do I contact? 421 Crown Street.
So during that, for situations such as what we were just talking about, you could contact your SCO, or you could reach out to Community Affairs. And then we can make arrangements according to what it is that you need at that time.
Thank you.
Is there any more questions, ladies and gentlemen? Okay, I just want to say happy Thanksgiving to each and every one of you, and we hope that you and your family will get together and do the best you can as family. And of course, the officer is here available, and if you have any question or comments or anything to report, please call them. These officers at this precinct, for sure, they are people person. I can guarantee that. So if you have any questions or problem at your home or in the community that you're seeing, please give them a call and they will be available. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, if there is no more question, I would just like to say one thing. Mr. Balberg, who is our recording secretary, we haven't heard from him for about 3 months. And I don't know if Amy have any information. Oh, he is. Okay. 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 All right. So at this time, if there is no more question, I'm going to ask that the meeting be adjourned. Thank you very much for coming. Have a happy Thanksgiving, and bring a friend next month. Thank you so much.